Good afternoon and welcome back to the FPL Tom YouTube channel. This will be our first ever deadline stream for UCL Fantasy. So, you know, I think it's a pretty good thing. We've never done one of these before. Obviously, we did play the Euro Fantasy game, and I thoroughly enjoyed that. Anybody that did obviously kind of come along for those streams and played that game knows that we did extremely well. We had a great time making videos, so I thought this season we would obviously play UCL Fantasy, as it does work the same in terms of the point scoring and the chips. So hopefully we can do quite well. Now, I'm not claiming to be any sort of expert. Like I said, this is going to be my first year playing it, so I will make mistakes. However, what I've learned from the Euro Fantasy game, hopefully I am going to be able to take that into this season's game. If you are new around here, and there's my doorbell, I'm not going to answer it. If you are new around here, make sure you are hitting that subscribe button, liking for more content as well, more UCL content. And if you do enjoy today's stream, make sure you are hitting that subscribe button as well, as there's plenty more content coming your way. Yes, we do have a league. It is that code right there. There also is a link, I believe, in the description. If not, one of the channel moderators will get it whacked in the chat. But yeah, keep your questions in. And you know what? We'll try to answer as many as we possibly can. Like I said, this isn't my forte. This isn't FPL. I don't know everything. However, I will try and do my best to give you my, my feedback. I do watch quite a lot of football. I understand what players. Like I said, we did quite well in the Euro Fantasy game as well. So hopefully that can translate into UCL Fantasy success as well. We've had Just Work in the chat. He said, hi, I hope you're doing well, mate. Robbie Brown's asked for the league code. Like I said, it is in the description, or one of the channel moderators will whack it in the chat as well. There's also a poll going around if you want to get yourself involved in that. It is the best captain for this match day. Now, obviously, you can change your captain rounds. I'm not that thick, but there is a vote for that one. As you can see, Kane is currently leading the way with 47% of the vote, and I do think it could be a very, very good shout this game week, to be honest. Is Chan worth the risk? Apparently, he's not going to play. I've seen that on Twitter in a predicted lineup. There's a really good guy called, I believe it's FF Bobby. Let me just double check that. Yeah, if you go to FF Bobby _, he's been tweeting out all day and retweeting out predicted lineups. So I'd go and check his Twitter out. Amazing stuff. Again, also makes UCL fantasy content. So go and give him some support and love as well. So yeah. The code didn't work. Can you post the link? Yeah, give me a second. I'll get one of the moderators to do it when they pop in the chat. But yeah, I'll get one of those to do it. There's around 400 people in there as well. So it should be a nice, tasty and competitive league this season. Like I said, if you are new around here, make sure you are hitting that subscribe button, hitting the like button as well, so this stream is pushed out to more UCL fantasy content owners as well. Boom. Let me talk you through my team then. Let's talk through my team and what the situation is, and what we're planning this season, because I know it is going to look different to some other content creators on the platform, and that is mainly down to my chip strategy. So let's talk you through that first. I believe it's that one I want to say. Yeah, there we go. This is my chip strategy. The first draft is going to be targeting game weeks 1 and 3, and now 4. I've kind of done a little bit more planning, and we can kind of stretch it out to 4. Then we will be using the limitless chip in match day 2. I believe there's some absolutely incredible fixtures in there that I want to target. Obviously, with the limitless chip, you do get unlimited budget, so we are going to be, you know, using that to our full advantage, loading up on some great teams. I think City, I think as well, you've also got teams like Inter that have a great fixture in there. It is in my my video as well. And then wildcard in 4 or 5, obviously team dependent. And what that is going to allow us to do is reset our team for the final group stages, see what teams need to obviously go and pick up points during this run as well. It also allows us to adapt to injuries and target players and teams needing wins, like I said, and form of obviously certain players and teams, because this is spread out over a couple months as well. So some players do dip out of form, some players obviously pick up quite a lot of injuries as well. Now this is obviously different to some other content creators. A lot of them will be looking to hold that wild card till the latter stages of the competition. I feel my strategy is what I used in the Euro Fantasy game. Now obviously that was a lot more shorter format. There was less obviously match days or game weeks, so this is a high risk high reward strategy. It worked in the Euros, and I'm hoping it can work again, because I think playing that limitless chip in the group stage is absolutely essential for me. It's the best time to go and play that chip, in my personal opinion, because what it allows you to do is basically target the best teams with those absolutely immense fixtures, to be honest. Otherwise, you know, later stages of the competition, games are a lot closer. There's less kind of margin for these big wins or big teams to go and do well. So I think using it in the group stage is absolutely vital. You've got a lot of top teams like Bayern this week. Obviously, Barca have got some great fixtures. City in match day 2 and match day 3 as well. Definitely playing lesser opponents. And that is the time to go and pounce on these teams with this chip as well. We've got a few people, again, asking about this league code. So I'm just going to quickly load it up on my laptop and send it in. It doesn't look like we've got any of the channel moderators in yet. So hopefully some of those join so we can, you know, keep things ticking. But yeah, I'll send that link in a few times just so you guys have got it. There you go. There also is the chat code as well. It does just need an editor, doesn't it, Andy, mate? I'm a UCL Fantasy virgin, out of my depth. Bro, I'm the exact same, to be honest. I've never played UCL Fantasy. I only played the Euro Fantasy in the summer, and we did exceptionally well. So hopefully that can translate into some UCL Fantasy success. So we are, you know, dabbling our toes, if you like, putting our feet in the water and hoping for the best. But hopefully we can answer your guys' questions, get you ticking along. Not that one. This is the one we want. We'll take a look at that in a little bit. Let me talk you through my team selection then. Like I said, so this team is going to be set up targeting match day 1 and match day 3 at the moment. And with our free transfers, we can obviously make it and adapt it. So it is a very, very strong side for match day 4 as well. As you can see, we've got the Juve goalkeeper in goal. Now, he was dropped at the weekend, but obviously they are the early kickoff, so we get to see if he can play. If not, we do have Bizot as well. Both teams have a 36% probability of a clean sheet this week, so I'm very, very happy with that one. I think Maatsen, every time he's come on in the Premier League, has been absolutely fantastic, and Villa's fixtures in 1 and 3 as well are really, really good, and I expect him to be the starting left back in the Champions League. Again, they are the early fixture, so if it isn't that way, we could very easily switch to another Aston Villa defender or another 4.5 million player as well. Hakimi, again, it's all about these match day 1s and match day 3s that we are targeting, and PSG have got a great set of fixtures in both of those. Girona, then PSV, both home fixtures as well, which is pretty immense, to be honest. So obviously, as you can see, we're very, very heavily backing them. Again, very, very strong clean sheet data for this week. Carvajal's in there because I did need some Real Madrid coverage, despite, you know, not the easiest fixtures on paper at the start of this tournament. They still are one of the best teams going into it, and I still expect them to keep clean sheets in more difficult games as well and score goals as well. So yep, obviously Sporting fit the profile again that we're obviously targeting with our strategy of match day 1 and match day 3. So again, both of their players are in there for very, very good reason. Gorkarez as well is an absolute unit at the moment. He is just scoring goals for fun. So yeah, an absolute gem. In midfield, we've got Musiala, and that will switch to, I believe, a Barca player in 3. I can't remember what I wrote down in my notes. But yeah, that will switch out to a different player. Actually, might have been Phil Foden as well for City's great game in 3. We've got the exact amount to go and do that as well. João Neves and Barcola, like I said, the strategy is to, of course, go and target match day 1 and match day 3, and those PSG fixtures are looking very, very appetising indeed. Up front is going to be Kane. I think if you've got him and you want to go for him, get him in your team because he realistically will be one of the best captain options this week. He is absolutely insane in the Bundesliga. It's a great fixture. If we look at the projected goals coming up as well, further down the stream, some absolutely amazing numbers for that one. Haaland's in there because of the start of the season he's had is absolutely ridiculous. We've already spoke about and touched on Gorkarez. On the bench, Bizot, good rotating fixtures with the Juve goalkeeper, and as well decent clean sheet odds in match day 1 and match day 4 as well. Grimaldo and Wirtz are in there. Again, they fit that profile of match day 1 and match day 3. Really, really good projected data for game week 1 away at Feyenoord. And then we've gone for Yamal. I feel like this one I was probably a little bit more forced into it just because of the form he's shown at the start of this season. A good fixture as well, and plays on the final day and could be a decent captain option in game week or match day 1, depending on whether or not we do need him as well. What changes did you make? I'm guessing you mean from my video. So the changes I made from my video was I dropped Dembele. I think we brought in Barcola and it gave us enough money to upgrade Coopermans to Yamal. So that, yeah, they're the changes we made from the original video. Ahmad says he's planning a Limitless in game week 3. Yeah, I've seen a lot of other content creators suggest that to be a good week. There's definitely some great fixtures to target in there. For me, it is 2 or 3 look like some of the best weeks to be going for as well. No worries. Like I said, if you want to get yourself involved in the mini league, the link is now in the chat. The join code as well is right above my head right now. So if you don't want to use the link, then use that code as well. Villa will lose against the weak teams and be the villains of the big team storylines. Good choice on the left back from a Villa fan. Thank you, Andy, on that one, mate. Let me know how your team is looking as well. We will be doing team ratings in today's video, or as best as we can. So make sure you are following me over on Twitter. Go to my most recent tweet, and yeah, we'll get a bunch of those done in today's stream as well. Barcola, I can't remember how you pronounce that name, but I did have him in my team, and Valverde. Ooh, I'd probably go with the first two. I genuinely probably would go with the first two. I mean, it is definitely a risky strategy going triple PSG. However, if you've just joined the stream, obviously the strategy we were going for is to target Matchday 1 and Matchday 3 fixtures. And in those 2 games, they play Girona and PSV both at home. Now, I know PSV have had an excellent start to the Eredivisie campaign. However, it is Paris Saint-Germain. They are at home. They would be looking to put as many points on the board. And I feel one of those fixtures is definitely worth it. If you look at the bookmakers' data as well, it is still suggesting quite a strong PSG win for that one. They've started the Ligue 1 season fantastic. Very, very good going forward as well. Hakimi's been absolutely sensational. So's Barcola, and João Neves as well has also been pretty good. I am a little bit disappointed I can't get Dembele. I think he is more of the talisman for this side, but yeah, they do look good. Yeah, that's fine. Like I said, some people are probably going to join later on and think this team looks absolutely crap. But yeah, there is science behind the madness. Game week 2, we will be hitting that Limitless chip as well, so I won't worry too much about it, to be honest. Do keep your questions coming in, guys. Like I said, we will be live all the way up until the game week does start, should I say, to be honest. So yeah, get your questions in. We will try to answer as many as we possibly can throughout today's stream. And make sure you're hitting that like button as well. Make sure you are hitting that like button. I almost went with triple PSG, went with the triple Barca and triple Sporting instead. Nice. Yeah, again, 2 good teams to be targeting. I probably wouldn't maybe say triple Sporting. I know they've started the season really, really brightly. However, yeah. Who's on pens for PSG? Dembele? No, it was the guy who got injured. What was his name? As you can tell, I follow lots of French football. There is a guy though. He's currently flagged in the game and did pick up an injury at the weekend. Vitinha is their penalty taker. He scored one at the weekend. Yeah, he's their penalty taker. Deliberating over Mbappe and Kane as a Madrid fan. Oof. I do think that is probably the only problem we've not got with this side is we don't obviously have a Kylian Mbappe, because he is very capable of doing magical things, and that home fixture against Stuttgart is looking delightful. But like I said, we'll have him for game week 2 on the Limitless, so it's not the biggest deal. And then in game week 3, it is Dortmund. Now, again, that's not the easiest fixture on paper, but I still would be backing Real Madrid to win and to get some goals. However, I think the likes of Kane, Haaland and Gyökeres could very easily outscore him and probably Vinicius over that period. In terms of this week as well, if we look at the projected data coming from Rob T FPL, make sure you go and follow this guy over on social media. He is an absolute gem. Does this for the Premier League as well. So if you are, looking for fantasy content or UCL content, he does all this. A breakdown of each fixture for projected goals, chances of winning, clean sheet data, and of course the players' projected goals as well off betting data. So looking at this week, Harry Kane is the best for those projected goals. Also has the best odds in terms of 1+ goal as well. So obviously with him having the captaincy tonight, for me, I think that's a big plus in our favour as well. You feel if he goes and gets 2 goals, he could pick up that man of the match award as well and get himself an extra 3 points or 6 points for our captaincy as well. So that's really tasty and that's really good. Haaland as well up there. I think off the back of the start he's had, the bookmakers really can't go against him. Kylian Mbappe is up there. So again, not the worst pick in the world. 0.77. There's really good projected goal numbers as well for Madrid at Stuttgart. Again, he has very, very good odds of getting 1+ goal, 54%, which is pretty decent, to be honest. You can't be lying about that one. However, as you can see, Gyökeres, our cheap alternative forward pick, is also making this list. He started the season out in Portugal again on fire. If you look at his per 90 data over the past 2 seasons, and even when he was back at Coventry, absolutely sensational, to be honest. So yeah, a player I would be very, very highly recommending taking a look at. Can also free up a bit of budget to have some fun and play around with as well. I have to choose between Mbappe and Vinny. Who would you go for? I probably would say Mbappe. I mean, both of them are absolutely excellent forwards on the game, but I think I probably would slightly edge more towards Mbappe. It probably would be more out of a fear of ownership, whereas Vinny is coming in as the differential. But if Mbappe pops off, yeah, it's that kind of ownership thing that would be swaying me a little bit more. Are you sure Maddison will start? The SofaScore estimated formation has Digne at the back. Yeah, Digne has been the starting left back. However, I do expect some rotation. And again, it is that early kickoff, so we can obviously change. Like, this doesn't work like FPL, where the deadline is, of course, at an hour before kickoff. This, of course, gives us enough time to see the lineups, change it. So if he's not playing, we can easily swap him out. Is it wise not to have Haaland in matchday 1 and swap him with Mbappe and Kane in matchday 2? I mean, it's not the worst shout in the world. It's definitely something you could do. But I think looking at these numbers here, Haaland is still fancied to go and do quite well against Inter. And if we also take a look at the projected goal numbers for this week, we'll obviously give it a bit more of a discussion as well. As you can see, City is still fancied to do quite well on the projected goal numbers, and I still back them with Haaland's start to this season to do incredibly, incredibly well. Yeah, Andy is a Villa fan as well, so people are obviously unsure about Digne or Maddison. He's obviously suggesting that Maddison will start, but again, we will be able to see those lineups and, of course, change our teams by the time they do come out, so I wouldn't be too worried about that decision right now. Vinny or Mbappe, I have already kind of toyed my hat to this one already. I have said Mbappe is the better player for me and the one that I would be going for, but I still think Vinicius Junior is very, very capable of putting up some incredible scores. What do you think about the Dortmund defence? Yeah, it's okay. I mean, I was expecting better clean sheet data, but like Schlotterbeck not being in the squad on Friday as well did throw a little bit of a spanner in the works. However, it's okay projected numbers, but Bruges had a really, really good campaign in the Champions League last year, especially their home fixtures, so I don't think there'll be a pushover. Is Foden a bad choice? The fact that we don't get to see City's lineup prior to the deadline is probably where the concern would lie. Now, I obviously came on for a little while in the Premier League game. However, whether or not Pep plays him in this one or saves him for the not the North London derby, for the game against Arsenal is a completely different one. And I probably would not recommend going there yet. Maybe around 2-3 if we see decent minutes and in the Premier League, then that probably could be where we start to pick him up. Can Musiala be a captaincy option? 100%. Like, looking at these projected goal numbers for Bayern this week, really, really good numbers coming up. 3.10 for projected goals is wild, to be honest. Really, really strong numbers as well. So yeah, he could be a fantastic option to go for. Who is the best player between Kane and Salah in the first 5 game weeks? Very good question. Very good question. Let me quickly take a look at Kane's fixtures for the first 5. Yeah, there's some decent ones in there. There's definitely some difficult ones. Going to the new camp's going to be hard, but Benfica and obviously the game against Dynamo this week are definitely going to sway him more in terms of it. In terms of Liverpool's fixtures, let me have a quick look at those. Where is Mohamed Salah? Oh, it's tight. It is tight. I think I would prefer to have Kane, just because for me he offers the best captaincy option for tonight, in my opinion. So yeah, I'd probably go for that one. Furlong Mendy a good option? I mean, let's see if he's been playing. Let's see if he's been playing in the league. Furlong Mendy. 4 games, 4 starts. So yeah, I reckon he could be. Seeing decent minutes as well. 45-minute appearance, though, against Las Palmas, so could be prone to a little bit of rotation in that left-back role. What is my team? Yeah, here you go. Boom. This is my team, and if you are wondering why it is on currently triple PSG, the chip strategy that we are going for this season is to use the Limitless in 2 and then to wildcard in 4 or 5. Now, at the moment, I do have it set as 4. However, with some, bit of luck and bit of transfer kind of movement within this squad, we could very easily stretch that wildcard to 5. It is very much a high-risk, high-reward strategy. But I feel like playing our chips nice and early, targeting these great fixtures where there's such high probability of goals, clean sheets, I think that's probably the way to go. I feel as you get into those latter stages of the tournament, there's less big games, if you know what I mean. There's a lot more tighter games. We also get unlimited transfers, of course, for those like round of 32 games where the bottom, I think it's like 9 to 18 or maybe 9 to 19 play each other. And then of course, then we'll get unlimited transfers again going into the round of 16. Yeah, Elise could be a great shout for 6.5 if he is starting. I have seen on, again, I'm going to shout him out because he's an absolute legend. It is FF Bobby. He's been retweeting all day on Twitter predicted lineups from, reliable sources across Europe. So it did have Elise in there. I did see that. So he could be worth a gamble, yeah. Yeah, 100%, 100%. I think that is the main downfall potentially of the strategy is that it is now 8 fixtures. So yeah, 9 to 24. There we go. Someone sorted me out. But yeah, that is the problem. Is there is more games. However, I feel like a lot of the top teams by that point will have already secured their place in the next stages. So yeah. Thoughts on Valverde? Yeah, I think he's a decent option. Who has the best fixtures in the first 3 match days? Grimaldo, Hakimi, and Cambiasso. Ooh, good question. I mean, Juve have got a really, really nice set of fixtures, so definitely worth maybe a gamble on Cambiasso. Grimaldo doesn't have the best fixture in 2, nor does Hakimi off the top of my head. Who are they playing in 2? Arsenal away, yeah. So Hakimi's got a great fixture. Same goes for Grimaldo. So I probably would say Grimaldo's got a better set of fixtures than Hakimi just because of that Arsenal away one in 2. However, if you could maybe play your Limitless in 2 or find a way to, obviously not have him in the side for 2, then he could be an alright option. Last decision, Trent or Potowski. Is it bad if I don't know who those players are? I know Trent is. Let me have a Google. Kubiars. Oh, the Barca guy. Yes. He could be a really good shout. He could be a great shout. You know what? I'd say go with the Barca guy just because I feel like Trent might see a bit of rotation, Obviously, in the Premier League, the way they've been setting up is going Bradley and Tsimikas come on around 60, 70. Those guys don't see out all the game. Now, that can be a blessing in disguise because it means you get your clean sheet locked in earlier. However, realistically, you want your player to be on the pitch for as long as possible, especially when they're more attacking. So, yeah, I think I'd go for the Barca guy. I really would. That'd be my shout. Make sure you are liking today's stream, guys. It does push it out to more people, and that is what we want. We've also got a poll going around in the chat as well for the best captain this match day. Kane is currently on 50%, Haaland on 24%, Mbappe on 20%, and then other is all the way down at 7%. So keep those votes coming in. I would probably say... I'd probably say the second option there, Louise. Is Courtois a good option? I think there's better goalkeeper picks out there for me personally, especially with some of the fixtures with decent clean sheet data for lesser sides. Yeah, Trent's fixtures aren't the easiest. Kane instead of Haaland this week, and then back to Haaland. And am I rating teams on Twitter? Yes, we will be rating teams on Twitter. So if you go over to my Twitter, at FPLTom_, there is a link in the description, or it will flash above my head at some point. Make sure you are heading over there and leaving your team under my most recent tweet. We will get to rating them and having a look if they're any good or any picks I would be suggesting. Also, if you do send over your team, make sure you are putting your chip strategy so we're able to give you the best picks possible and best strategy possible going forward. Best defender from Bayern. Good question. Good question, my man. Let me take a look for you. Who's been playing for Bayern at the back? Bayern Munich. Probably Kim. Kim's a great shout. How much is he this year? Let me go to transfers. Kim at 5 million could be a right steal. Yeah, I'd probably go that. Who is the better pick, Dembele or Barcolo? I mean, for me personally, I would rather have Dembele. I think watching some extended highlights from the PSG games, he's involved in absolutely everything that PSG do correctly. Barcolo, though, has also had a fantastic start to the season, so yeah. Yeah, Kim's pretty good with the ball recovery numbers as well. So yeah, he could be a great shout. Stefan has said he's limitless in 2 and then wildcard TBC. Yeah, I think 2's a great week to be doing it. Yeah, no worries, mate. We'll take a look at some of those on Twitter in a little bit. We'll get a good batch of those in and we'll give them a review as well. Let me know in the comments if you would like to see more UCL fantasy content on the channel as well. Obviously, we've been putting out videos. The streams are going pretty well as well. So if you do want to see more of these, make sure you are hitting that like button and subscribing to the channel with bell notifications on as well. So you will be notified when, of course, I do go live on stream. And yeah, if you want to get your team reviewed by me as well, make sure you are sending it over on Twitter and we'll get those reviewed as well for you guys. Let's take a look then at the projected data from Rob T FPL. Now, we've kind of already briefly touched on it, but let's obviously go through each individual fixture and see which ones we might want to be targeting this game week. Again, go and show Rob some love. We use his content in both UCL and, of course, the FPL stuff as well. So if you obviously play both games, he is a really, really good tool to utilize as well. I feel sometimes when you've got those tight decisions on maybe who to bench because of clean sheet odds or projected goals or captaincy or anything like that, then yeah, I feel that this tool is very, very vital. So Juventus, one of the early kickoffs. Same with Aston Villa today. Decent projected goal numbers for both Villa and Juventus, so attackers are definitely on the menu. Clean sheet data as well for both is pretty decent, so definitely worth targeting some of those. Liverpool, it's a little bit shaky in terms of that clean sheet for me. I think anything below 30% I would maybe steer away from. Projected goal numbers as well are decent. Bayern are definitely the standout game for me to be targeting this match day, to be honest. 3.1 projected goals is great. 55%. We've obviously spoke about Kim with decent projected goal numbers, and of course taking a look at ball recovery numbers as well. He could be a great shout. Kane as a captain as well. The team with the best projected goals. It makes complete sense to back that and go with that as well. Real Madrid, though, also up there. The second best team for projected goals this week. So if you are thinking about going Mbappe or Vinny as well, maybe you've not got Kane, they could also be great captaincy shouts for today as well. And then Sporting, a team that I currently am doubling up on. They've got good projected goal numbers and decent clean sheet odds today. So maybe one to potentially look at for some cheap potential differentials. Please don't spam in the chat. We will get round to your questions. And yes, this is my final team, barring any, of course, late team news that we do get in. In terms of Wednesday's fixtures, Bologna defence might be worth potentially taking a look at for this game week. 38% for them. Celtic, interestingly, this is a great start to their European football campaign this season. A 44% chance and a 2.2 projected goals as well. So maybe if you are playing a chip next week, could be worth a 1 week punt on some budget enabling options from Celtic as well. Dortmund's numbers. Now, I've seen a lot of content creators going quite heavy in on Dortmund, but like I said, Bruges had a very, very good way of dealing with teams at home last season, so might not be the easiest fixture on paper. City have got great numbers, no real surprise there. It's Manchester City. PSG as well, who we are currently tripled up on. Probably one of the standout games to watch for Wednesday in terms of players for projected goals and, of course, that clean sheet data. I am going to put you on mute because you keep spamming the chat. I told you, don't spam it. Now you're going on mute. Put user in timeout. There we go. There we go. FPL Onions has got the right idea. Make sure to like the stream as well, guys. We will answer some of your guys' questions, so do keep those questions coming in. Keep the likes coming in as well. And please don't spam the chat. Please don't spam the chat. We've not got any moderators, so if anybody wants to volunteer, if you've been around some of my streams before, we haven't got any moderators for this chat at the moment. So yeah, get them in, and hopefully we can police it a little bit better, and there's no one else spamming the chat relentlessly as well. Moving on to Thursday, there's no real kind of standouts in terms of those projected goal numbers. Nobody kind of accelerate into the numbers we've seen from Tuesday and Wednesday's games. However, Barca, probably one of the standout fixtures for that one. Decent projected goal numbers. Defensively, not the best in terms of a clean sheet percentage. Brest as well, maybe some cheap differentials in terms of defence with a 36% chance could be worth looking at. And maybe some Leverkusen boys. Wirtz has started the season exceptionally well, and 1.95 projected goals could be a great way to look at it. Speaking of Dortmund, who would you say is their best mid? Gross, Sabitzer, Adeyemi. Oh. Boom, boom, boom. I'll be a moderator. You know what, Luke? I know you're a good lad, so I'll make you a moderator. Don't abuse your power, please. There we go, mate. Just mute. Just basically, you know what to do. Mute them if they get a bit too rowdy in the chat. That question around Dortmund mids, I would probably say, for me, Pascal Gross is the best one. So Bitzer isn't expected to start. Would you be happy with... I would say De Gregor if he is starting this game. Adeyemi a good shout? Yeah, I think he could be a good shout. Best 7 million mid? I would probably say Barcola. If you can obviously, you know, find a way to maybe rotate that Matchday 2 fixture, he could be a great shout at that 7 million bracket. Bizot could be a great shout to start the season. They've got some okay fixtures. Good percentage chance. Maybe a Celtic goalkeeper. I think Kasper Schmeichel's there. Really good numbers for this week. Yeah, Salzburg were a team I did look at. However, I did just maybe not go for it. Do you have a league code? Yeah, I do have a league code. There is, if you scroll up the chat, there's the auto link. Let me go and find it and put it back in again for you. But yeah, there is an auto link. So yeah, I just made someone a moderator. If you could, Luke, if you could put the what's it called? Put the join link in the back in the chat. That'd be much appreciated. Yeah, that's fine, mate. How much is Carvajal? He is 5.5, Louis, mate. Is Bellingham going to play? I saw the Fabrizio Romano tweet that he's back in contention to start. I know, obviously, Schlotterbeck missed the game for Dortmund on Friday, so just be wary of that one. Obviously, those that are picking him had a great season last year, though, in UCL Fantasy. He was a ball recovery machine. So, yeah. But, yeah, Barcola's a great shout. I'm the worst at tech. Why did I make you a moderator? I'm going to have to take your moderator power away from you if you're not that good. I'll whack it in the Discord. I'll see if I can get a moderator in the chat to do some stuff. Cheers, Cameron. I appreciate that one, mate. But this is the first time I've seen you in one of my streams. Like, future going forward, if you pop up in a few streams, you'll definitely earn that moderator power. Oh, red card. Thank you. There we go. I knew someone would have the answer for me. Thank you very much for that one, mate. I appreciate that. So there we go. I will earn the trust back. Would you say it's important to have an expensive mid this week, like Musiala, so it's easy to move him to Salah next week, if not on a limitless? Yeah, I think that's a great way to do it, to be honest. I do think that is a really good thing. I would have somebody in that price point. You've also got, I feel like Foden's the same price as Musiala as well. So City have got good fixtures in 2 and 3. So if he's looking like he could start playing as well, you've got Kevin De Bruyne in that price point as well. And definitely, you know, City are a team that could comfortably win a couple goals to nil there. So yeah, I definitely think I would have a Musiala and then have that ability to move to other players as well. Is Timber too risky? I know he started the past few games for Arsenal. But yeah, I probably would say with the cover and depth they've got at the back at the moment, probably not for me. Best 11 mil forward. Let's take a look. Let's take a look and give you my honest opinion. I mean, Haaland, Mbappe, Vinny Jr. It's a real tough one. I would say for this week, I would probably say Mbappe and Vinny Jr. just because of the projected goal numbers for, obviously, Real Madrid. Longer term, though, I think I would just want Haaland. Those fixtures in 2 and 3, if I get them up on screen right now. Obviously, they're playing Bratislava in 2. 3, they've got Sparta Prague. And then 4, they've got Sporting. I don't know if you guys can see that. Yeah, you can. So, yeah, that's a great run of fixtures for me. So, longer term, I feel I would want Haaland over Mbappe. But it would not expect me to see Mbappe outscore Haaland this week. Yeah, you can type it in the chat. You can type your team in the chat, Luke. Who's better, Akanji or Lewis, Saka or Salah? Is it wise to keep 0.5 million in the bank? I probably would maybe suggest staying away from City. Like, it's pep roulette. The rotation is absolutely brutal. We saw that this weekend in the Premier League. Lewis taken off at half-time. Gvardiol on at half-time. Like, it's so brutal. And Saka picked up a knock, and they don't know the extent of it. Now, it could be just the typical Saka knock where he will be available and back. But with them playing on Thursday, I probably wouldn't risk going for a Saka. Salah will start, though. But if I was to make a pick in midfield this week, I probably would prefer to have somebody like Musiala. Luis Diaz could be a punt, but you've got 6 players there fighting for 3 positions. White or Gabriel? I probably would say Gabriel. Yeah, very, very good point. Timber is still recovering from a long-term injury as well. League code isn't working. Somebody will type the thing in the chat. I will get it back in the chat. Don't you worry, guys. I'll get it back in the chat at some point. Let me get it up for you. 1 second. Let me spam it back in the chat so you guys can join. I don't know why the thingy's not working. That's a bit strange. Got over 400 members in there. If we could hit 500 by the start of the game, that would be pretty juicy. So yeah, if you want to get yourself involved, make sure you are obviously heading over. There we go. There's the league code. Get yourself in there. Make sure you're hitting that like button as well, guys. It does push it out to more people. And obviously, if you are new to the channel, we make FPL content, we make UCL content, and of course, we make EFL fantasy content as well. So plenty more content coming your way. We do deadline streams pretty much every week for most of these games as well. So definitely worth considering. And if you do want your team rating by me, head over to my Twitter. It's right above me right now, FPLTom_. Go to my most recent tweet. Make sure you are following me on there and leave it under there, and we'll try and review as many as we can. Hopefully we get a good batch of those in, and we'll give you my opinion on some of those. Do I think Rico Lewis will start? I think with Rodri being back, no. Like, he's been playing in like the Stones Rodri position, like that deep lying 6. But yeah, I think I'd probably stay away from Rico Lewis. I know that price point is very, very appetizing, but yeah. The only thing I would say with Sabitzer, I saw this on FF Bobby retweeted it. He isn't projected to start, so just be wary of that one. Rafinha or Wirtz, I'm on Limitless Free and Wildcard in Game Week 6. Ooh, who have they got into? They've got Milan. It's not the worst, you know. Oh, but young boys. I would be going Rafinha then. Yeah, Rafinha for me. Kimmich or Rice? Ooh. I probably would go Kimmich. Kobel could be a good shout in goal. Yeah, Kobel could be a decent shout. The clean sheet data for this week isn't amazing, but longer term could be a great pickup. Obviously, Dortmund had a fantastic European campaign last season. Were one of the best. Actually, I think they were the best defence in terms of goals conceded last campaign as well. So definitely a team I would be looking at, you know, investing in as well. Schlotterbeck or Kim. I think... What are the Dortmund fixtures looking like longer term? I need to get these up. Schlotter. Let's have a look. So they've got... Oh, it's a great start. As long as... Maybe if you're limitless and in free, Dortmund have got a great fixture. 1, 2, 4 and 5. So yeah, I would probably say long term I would prefer Schlotterbeck. I think I prefer Schlotterbeck. If you're playing the limitless in free, I would have Schlotterbeck. Fixture wise, yeah, I'd do that. But Kim's also a really good shout for ball recoveries as well. Captain Kane or Haaland, mate, that's for sure. Yeah, I mean, with UCL Fantasy, if you didn't know, it does obviously work a little bit different in terms of captaincy. Once your player has played, you can change them to a player that's not played in terms of the captaincy. So, obviously, as you can see here with my team, let's just get it up with date. As you can see, we've got all the lads that start on the 19th on the bench. They can obviously come in. And then tomorrow, if Kane obviously blanks tonight, we can very easily make that switch to Erling Haaland on the 18th. So it's possible. It is possible. Yeah, if you fancy Diaz to do quite well, then go for it. Wirtz has also had a pretty immense start to the season, so definitely worth it. Yeah, I'll take a look, mate, very quickly for you. I like the Gnabry pick in there. Cooper Myers has only just started playing games, so that'll probably be my only flag, but we're obviously going to get early team news on that one. So we will be able to see. Lenormand, a good shout. I did look at him. However, what was the reason I didn't go for him? I think I just found better players with better projected clean sheet data. Kane or Mbappe, I think the best way to sum that one up is going to be this one, I believe. Nope, wrong one. This one right here pretty much sums up the Kane and Mbappe debate for me. The projected goal numbers, the chances of 1+ goal. And I feel tonight that's where you're going to be basing your captain off. And you're probably going to be captaining one or the two. And I would say Kane is probably the better captain option to go for. So if I had to pick right now, I would be picking Kane over Mbappe. And that is the way that I've gone with my team as well. Yeah, it could be Gakpo and Darwin. It could be Darwin and Nunes for the Premier League. Kuhn and Dembele and... Ooh... I'd probably go with the first option there. Yeah, it does take a little bit of you getting used to, obviously coming from an FPL perspective, but it's quite fun and interesting, and I do like it. Would you rather Schlotterbeck, Saliba, and Rafinha, or Anton Lenormand and Musiala? I would probably prefer Schlotterbeck, Saliba, and Rafinha. I probably would say stay away from Gvardiol. Again, it's just pep roulette. It just is a nightmare to deal with, especially defensively. But I feel Gvardiol will start this round. However, in maybe some of the more better fixtures that they've got in 2, 3 and 4 where you want to see him play, then they might rotate him around with some of the other defenders. Let's have a look at defenders. We've had a question about that one as well. So let's go and take a quick look at defenders. Best 5.5s people have asked me. Hakimi's definitely top of that list. Carvajal's also a great shout. Frimpong's also a decent shout if you're playing the Limitless in 2. Grimaldo as well also fits in there if you're playing that chip in 2. In terms of other defenders, Akanji is a ball recovery merchant, so he could be a decent one. But again, it is buying into that pep roulette. Cambiasso could also be a fantastic shout with those fixtures Juve have got at the start. PSV, Leipzig, Stuttgart and Lille. So yeah, there's some tasty fixtures in there. There is some tasty fixtures. Some good 5.5s as well. When you're rating teams, we'll do those at 1:15, so in 3 minutes to get them in. I'll probably imagine we're going to have quite a few to get through, to be honest. So yeah, it might take a little bit of time to get through them, and if we don't get through them all, I do apologise, but we'll try and get through as many as possible. Let me quickly have a look how many we've got. A lot. An awful lot. Make sure you are liking the stream, guys. Like I said, it does push it out to more people, and that's what we want in here. But so far, you guys have been immense. We've had over 100 people in today's stream as well, so thank you very much for your support that you've shown so far. Of course, we will be going all the way up until the deadline, which again works very different in terms of FPL. If you're coming from that perspective, I know we've got a few people in the chat with that one, and yeah, it obviously goes right up until the first game rather than an hour and a half before. Yeah. The Olmo injury definitely could have an impact as well. Pep is enough to deal with in FPL. Don't carry the headache into the Champions League too. 100%. 100%. Pep is just the master, isn't he, of just rotation, isn't he? Oh. How much is Del Castillo? I've seen he's had a pretty decent start to the Ligue 1 campaign. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. How much is he? Oh. Del Castillo. 5.5 is a really, really good price, you know. Maybe he could be a gem. He could genuinely be a gem. 0% owned as well. Probably the only fixture you don't want to play him in is free against Leverkusen, but Salzburg, Sparta Prague, and Stalgrum, yeah, I think that's a great shout. Maybe a hidden gem there. How do the points work? Is it the same for attacking returns as FPL? Is there a breakdown of all the different ways and how many points? Yeah, give me a second, mate, and I'll pop that up for you. Let me just switch to that one and let me get that up for you. UCL Fantasy points. Make sure you are liking today's stream, guys, and of course get your teams sent in on the Twitter, and we'll get those reviewed pretty soon. Point scoring points. Okay, I hope you guys can see this. If not, I'll just whack a link in the chat. Yes, you can. There we go. So appearances, you get a point. 60 minutes on the point, the exact same. You also pick up a goal for outside the box. Assist is 3 points. Every ball recovery, 1 point. That applies for all players bar goalkeepers. A player of the match works instead of the bonus points metric. So obviously in FPL, it goes off those top 3 players on that list. That's not the case with this one. A man of the match is given out at full time, and whoever that is, they pick up 3 points just like that. Winning a penalty gets you 2 points. So in FPL, it's obviously put down as an assist. In this game, just winning the penalty will get you 2 points. Doesn't matter if the penalty is then converted. Missing a penalty will get you 2 points, minus 2 points, and conceding a penalty, you get minus 1. In terms of any other scoring, I think everything else is basically the same. They're the kind of the big ones that we went through. So the ball recoveries, outside the box, and the penalty missed. I hope that's cleared everything up for you there, pal. Cool, right, let's have a look how many of you have sent your teams in. 8. Not that bad. Not that bad. I was expecting worse. Hopefully you guys can see this. Yeah, you can. Wonderful stuff. Do keep the questions coming in, guys. And like I said, if you do want your team rating by myself, head over to my Twitter at FPLTom_. Leave it under my most recent tweet. Make sure you are following me as well, as sometimes the tweets don't pull through. So looking at this first team, I probably would say Rico Lewis is the only pain in the arse that you're going to have with that one. And if you do send over your team, guys, make sure you are putting your chip strategy as well, just because I don't want to recommend players that you know, obviously then are like not available for that week, or you're hitting that limitless or something like that. Morgan Rogers is an interesting one. I know he's been an absolute gem in FPL, hasn't he? But yeah, I do like it. I'm not 100% convinced on Trent and whether or not I would want him. I feel you could get better defensive options. Same goes for Rico Lewis as well, in my opinion. Rest of the team, though, is looking quite strong. What other ones have we had sent in? Any changes at this rate? My chip strategy is wildcard matchday 3 to 4 to set my team, and limitless matchday 8. This has so many rotations. Yeah, interesting one on that one. So I like the team you've gone for. Some interesting picks in there. Taylor as well. We saw the decent projected data for Celtic. It's not the worst team in the world. I feel it could definitely do with some revamping maybe. Rico Lewis, we've obviously spoke about Pep Roulette and the risk and rotation of that one. And I think I wouldn't also recommend playing the Limitless chip in 8 because with this game and the way it's set up, you want to basically have the best captain each day realistically, and that's something that you could very easily do by building a Limitless and having the best teams and the best players each day. Whereas because everyone on that final day is playing all at the same time, you're not going to have like any point in having a bench, if that makes sense. So basically this chip has unlimited budget and you're hindering yourself. So I get there's going to be risk and rotation, but for me I would rather play it earlier where the bench could actually be utilised and I could have a pretty much full stack side. So yeah, I reckon that's the way I'd go with that one. I'd rather do that than use it in 8. Next one, Limitless in 3, Wildcard in 6. Yeah, I like that. I like that team. That's good, that. And then Louis sent his team in as well. Ademi, yeah, Barcola, Valverde, Rudiger. How much is Rudiger this year? How much is Rudiger? $6. And Carvajal is 5.5. Maybe that one could be a potential swap. I also don't think I would probably go for Van Dijk. The Liverpool fixtures... 2-3 are okay. Not the best clean sheet data for this week as well. I think there could be better ways to utilise that money. Van Dijk is 6 million as well. I think if I was to go for a defender, let me get some defenders suggestions up for you, mate. In terms of defenders that I like, if I was to pick a Liverpool defender, I probably would be more tempted with Trent rather than that. But yeah, you've got Grimaldo, so that's that option cleared off there. Maybe a Dortmund defender, depending on when you fancy and playing your chips, could be one. Schlotterbeck instead of Van Dijk could be also good. Frees up a bit of money. Cambiasso in the Juventus game tonight, so we'll get to see that lineup as well. But yeah, that could be worth doing. We'll do another round of these a little bit later on, guys, so make sure you are getting your teams sent over on Twitter, and we'll get another batch of those reviewed very, very soon. Boom, 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 boom. What questions have we got, guys? What other questions have we had? Keep the questions coming in. I'm just having a look. I'm not ignoring anybody. The chat is getting a bit busy. And, of course, you know, I was just sat on Twitter then. I didn't have the chat open. Did you already buy Vardy in FPL? Yeah, I've wildcarded. My team's actually on Twitter somewhere, so if you want to go check that out, take a look for you. I think the best game week for Limitless is 8. You could see the lineup. You know which 4 players to bench. I get it, but you've got an unlimited budget. So for me, you might as well imagine the stacked team you can build. Let's say, for example, let's say next week, right? So City have got Bratislava, right? You can stack it with Free City. Barca have got a decent game as well. Young Boys, 3 of those, great. Who else has got a decent fixture next week? I think Inter have got like Zagreb or someone like that, or is it Belgrade? It might be Belgrade. So for me, that's probably the better way to do it. It just seems like you're wasting players. Now I get you can obviously, you know, bench some players and just pick the best 11, but I would rather have another 4 players off the bench that I could utilise. So that's the better way to go for it. Thoughts on Ruiz? Let me take a look for you. Maybe EL. From Girona? Probably not, mate. Probably not. Not for me. Atalanta's fixtures aren't the best either, so probably not. Yeah, both those options probably not. Probably. Is Davies playing at the moment? Is he playing? Alfonso hasn't. He's only played 2 matches, 26 minutes in the last one as well, and 90 in that one. Yeah, he's only just coming back to fitness, isn't he? So maybe not on him either. Kim, I would probably say, is a great option if you wanted to go for a Bayern defender. He's a ball recovery machine. And let me just tell you this, from the Euro Fantasy, sometimes the attacking fullbacks aren't the best option to go for. It's those guys that are just consistently picking up ball recoveries that are just broken on the game for some reason. Keep the questions coming in, guys. Obviously, if you are new to the channel as well, make sure you are hitting that subscribe button. We are on that road to 10,000 subscribers by the end of the year, and it would be absolutely amazing if we could do that this year. So, yeah, thank you for everyone's support so far on the stream. Long term, I went for Mbappe, but this week it may come back to screw me over. Yep, 100%. Same for me, really. Is Cooper Myers a good 6 million player, or should I go somewhere else? I think if he's in the starting lineup today, could be a great pick. Nice. Thoughts on Sabitzer? Apparently, according to Twitter, FF Bobby has been retweeting predicted lineups all day, so go and check him out on Twitter. He's basically said that he doesn't think, well, the lineup he retweeted from like a reputable source doesn't have Sabitzer in it. He was benched at the weekend as well. Maybe people are underestimating Girona, but I will use the bookmakers data, and that's what I've done with this. Is the bookmakers data doesn't have them winning. It has quite a comfortable PSG win and good projected goals. So for me, we might as well go down that route. Best Aston Villa differential. I mean, I don't think Watkins is too highly owned. Duran, if he starts today, could be a good one-off pick. Matheson as well is very, very low owned. Yeah, they did just lose 4-1 to Thingy as well. Who's the best replacement if he doesn't start? Good question. Great question. Let's have a look in that price bracket. So 6 million we're looking for, yeah? There was someone pointed out someone earlier, didn't they? Let's have a look. Who have we got in this price bracket? Yeah. Maybe a Celtic midfielder could be one. Could be a decent shout. Who's the guy that was pointed out earlier in the stream from Brest? There was a guy from Brest who was 5.5. Mids. Who've Celtic got for a 1-week punt? Celtic and Brest. Let's have a look at these two. Madea could be a pick. That was the guy, Del Castillo. Or Castillo. Rio Hate as well is also a bit of a gem. So yeah, those could be decent options. Castillo, yeah. Thank you. What do you think about Mbappe and Vinicius in your team for matchday 1 and change them to Haaland in 2? It's definitely a viable option. I just feel with the way that Haaland has started the season, and there's still pretty decent projected goal numbers for City this week. They're at home. Yeah, it's one of those, isn't it? I feel longer term you will want it. So yeah, that could be a viable option, but you never know what could happen this week that could maybe make you want to, use your transfers elsewhere. You could get absolutely splattered with injuries or suspensions or benchings and stuff like that. But yeah, I do think it is very viable. Mbappe. Oh, I like the Mbappe option there. That would probably be the one I'd go for. I'd pick Grimaldo. I like Grimaldo. Is there price rises in this mode? I believe so. Yeah, it goes off the best performing players. That's how it works in the Euros, and I'm guessing it will work the exact same again. Rodgers is the favourite of the bookmarkers to score/assist 4 to 6, shorter than Watkins, even shorter than Bellingham if he was playing. So a 5 midfielder. Wow, that's huge. That, Scott. That's mad. That is mad. Will Shan play for Dortmund? I don't think he was in the predicted lineup. Again, go and check out FF Bobby over on Twitter. He's been posting predicted lineups, or retweeting them, should I say, from very reputable sources across Europe. Yeah, he is amazing, and he was a player I did look at instead of Gorkarez. Hi, Tom. Would you go Kane, Kimmich, or... I would probably go Kane. I feel like he is the best captain for today. So, yeah, I probably would go for that one. Yeah, there is price rises. I think it's based off players' performances rather than like FPL, where it's how many people brought them in or whatever FPL towers decide to do on that day. I would say Matson, if he's going to be starting. We should get those team lineups out very, very soon. So we'll keep ourselves across those as well. Somebody's asked me about... Oh, yeah, I'll share Bobby's profile. Give me a quick second and I'll whack it in the chat for you. Really nice guy as well as Bobby, so please go and check him out. Go and give him some support. He's also got a YouTube channel as well, so make sure you're heading over to that one and dropping him a cheeky subscribe as well. And if you do want to say I sent you his way, much appreciated. There you go. Feel free to go and check it out. Yeah, chip strategy. Let's talk you through my chip strategy that I'm going for. So the first draft is going to be targeting game weeks 1 and 3 initially. However, we might be able to drag it out to game week 4 as well. We're then looking at hitting that limitless chip in that week. I believe there's some absolutely incredible fixtures to be going and targeting. Manchester City, one of those teams as well. It also allows us, like I said, with this 1 and 3. So that's the way we're going to do with that. I also think, 3 is also a pretty appetizing week for that limitless chip as well. Then we're going to be looking to hit that wild card in 4 or 5, depending how the team is looking in game week 4. Depends, obviously, if we're going to use that wild card. But I feel at that point, it gives us a good reset for the group stage, for the remainder of the group stage, should I say. Look to those critical matches later on in the competition when rotation risk is higher and qualification scenarios impact lineups as well. Also allows us to adapt to injuries and form as well, and target players and teams that are needing wins. So yeah, that's the chip strategy for me and for this season. So hopefully it can be very, very beneficial. Hey Jamie, how's it going? We've got a channel moderator in. Get in there. Yeah, we've been crying out for one, to be honest. I've had to mute a few people up and been sending my own links in. But I know Jamie's an absolute legend and he'll sort us out. Look at that already. Slap the like button and subscribe. What a guy. I probably wouldn't consider him, to be honest. I just wouldn't. 7.5 million when you could get Gorkarez. No, this is the thing, I wouldn't bother. I probably would say Kim. Villa lineup is out. Oh, sweet. Let's go and have a look at that then. And then we'll have a look at some more of your guys' teams once we've obviously gone through the lineups. And Digne is starting. Interesting. There we go. Digne is starting, so we need to do a little bit of work on our team. So that is the team for Aston Villa. Martinez, Bodegaard, Konza, Powell, Digne, McGinn, Onana, Tielemans, Ramsey, and Watkins as well. So no Maddison, so we do need to obviously go and change that one as well. And yeah, have a little bit of a think about who we want to go for. But I could go for another Villa defender. Like, they've got decent fixtures in 1 and 3. So that could be an option. Let's have a look at some teams we could potentially go for. Yeah, Young Boys and Bologna at home is a great set. And I do want to take advantage of that. Benfica haven't got bad fixtures. So maybe we look at a Benfica defender. Not the worst shout in the world. Salzburg could be a shout. Sparta Prague and then Zagreb at home. Who've they got? Have they got any like cheap differentials in there? Let's have a look. So yeah, that's the Villa lineup. When is the deadline? Is there a time for me to create an account and all that? Yes, there is, my friend. The deadline is in an hour and 15. So yeah, there you go, mate. I was shocked. I was shocked about Maddison, you know. I was shocked about that. Maybe I'll just go for Konza. Oh, he's 5 million. I can't get to him. So we'd have to take a gamble on maybe Digne. I don't want to touch Digne. I do not want to touch Luca Digne with a barge pole. Right, Salzburg defenders then. Let's go and find some Salzburg defenders because that's what we need to do now. So yeah, big news from that one is, of course, Digne is benched. So let's start off first looking at Salzburg defenders. Who've we got in here? Dedic? Amar Dedic. Do you play? People are telling me Pitowski. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. 4 million. Eesh. All right. Okay. $4 million. All right. Okay. Has he been playing? Pitowski. How many games have you played? 3 starts. Decent. Okay. Ooh, maybe we go for it, you know. Maybe we go for it. All right, we'll get him in then. Thoughts on Boniface? Yeah, he started the season really brightly, hasn't he? But obviously, yeah. I think there's just better forwards in the game, realistically. We will take a look at some other players as well. Right, we need to take Maddison out, and we're going to go for this guy. How am I spelling that? P-I-A-T. He's in. He is in. Boom. Confirm transfer. Done. There we go. That's that bit sorted. Make sure you guys can see that. Best Celtic defender? I mean, Taylor's always a decent one. I always see him popping up in so rare as decent scores. So he could be a decent one. Gorkarez will get a brace. Yeah, he's absolutely firing off at the moment, isn't he, at the start of this season? He has been electric. Make sure you're keeping questions coming in, guys. Make sure you're hitting that like button as well. We definitely need more likes on today's stream. The views have been immense. The likes, we need some more. We're closing in on 50, so if you are enjoying it, make sure you are. How nailed is Bodegaard? Probably not. No. They've got another lad there as well. Schlotterbeck. Oh, I think I would prefer Schlotterbeck. What other questions have we got flying in the chat? Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Neves instead of Rodri. I don't know if Rodri's going to play or not. Right. Is Juve's team out? So that's the Villa team. Obviously, the big one from that one for us is no Mattison. What about Juve? Have they put their team out? Goalkeeper's back in, so that is fine. Cooper Myers, we've had a few questions about him and whether or not he'll be playing. He's in there. Cambiasso as well is also playing, so I know a few people were obviously looking at that as a potential issue as well. So they're all in there. So yeah, that's all good in that regard. And that is pretty much everybody that I needed, to be honest. I know a few people have sent me their teams as well, so let's take a look at some of these. What do you think? I really like that. Genuinely, really, really like that. Great team. No problems for me. Big fan. FPL Advice has sent me his FPL team. I'll go and look at that later tonight, mate, and I'll drop you a message about that one. Rate it and change about My strategy is wildcard matchday 4 and build a team who has good fixtures matchday 7 and limitless in matchday 2 to take advantage of the easy fixtures. Yeah. I maybe would suggest you could go a little bit... you've already got double PSG. I do like it. Obviously, Matteson, we've just had the news that he's been dropped, so maybe take a look at who you could replace him with. We have just gone for a guy that I cannot pronounce. Kamil Pajtowski, I want to say. Please, somebody tell me if I'm getting that right or incorrect. But yeah, he's in at 4 million, and he's in our team now. That's not our team. Close that one down. This is our team. There we go. Maybe just delete the app and reinstall it or refresh your page. That's probably the advice I'd go for on that one. Cambiasso to play left back or left mid. Let me get the team up on FOTMob and that might give it away. Let's have a look if they put the teams in yet. Doesn't look like they have. As soon as those go into FOTMob, I will take a look for you. Keep your questions coming in, guys. We've got over 150 people in today's stream. Massively appreciate that. And as well, the likes have increased. So, you know, big fans of you guys. You're all right. You're not bad, are you? You're not bad. We've got a good set. We've also got a poll kicking around on the chat as well, so make sure you're getting your votes in for that one. The best captain this match day. Kane currently leading the way with 52% of the votes as well. What about Gnabry? Yeah, Gnabry could be a decent shout if he is set to play. I can't remember if I saw him in the predicted lineup or not. Let me quickly just check Bobby's Twitter. Let's have a look. I know he tweeted it out earlier, or at least one of the projected lineups. Ferland Mendy's not in one of those projected lineups, though, so just be wary of that one. Dortmund, Emre Can, Schlotterbeck, Anton and Gross are in. Sabitzler's not in. And Gnabry was in the predicted one as well. What about Lewandowski? Again, another great shout. I feel we are blessed. Need a Watkins shot on target now he's starting. Yeah, get that bet on, mate. Get that bet on. Cool. We'll go and check out some teams in a little bit. Then there we go. Don't have Davies in there. Why is everybody sleeping on Lewandowski? He's in great form and easy games for only 9.5. I mean, this is the problem. The forward area is absolutely blessed for me. You've got Kane, you've got Haaland, and you've got Gyökeres, all of whom could very easily go and be capable of putting in some magic. Vinny J, you've also got, you know, Mbappe. So many great players. Genuinely so many great players at that price point. I need to have a look when he actually plays now, because I don't actually know. 18th. Yep, he's still set up correctly. Well, yeah, Matteson benched. That was not one I was expecting to see today, but it's happened. We'll deal with it. We will deal with it. Do keep the questions coming in, guys. We've got about an hour till the deadline. You guys have been absolutely immense today. If you do want to get your team rated by me as well, head over to my Twitter, leave it under my tweet, and we will get those sorted for you. Hi, man. Will Bellingham play? He is in some of the predicted lineups, so I would say there's a very strong chance he will. So, yeah. But obviously, don't bank on that. Those are projected lineups. They're not always 100% accurate. Why Yamal over Rafinha? I think I just seen Yamal's ownership and it kind of scared me into doing it, to be honest. Right, the lineup has Cambiasso at left back on FOTMob as well. It might change closer to the start of the game, but that's what it is in at right now. Yeah, that guy could be really good for Celtic. He genuinely could. Alvarez, not for me. Not the quality we've got in these forward positions, definitely not worth it. Let's go Bayern, City and Inter. Big up some great teams. Hey brother, Salah and Havertz or Kane and Wirtz? I would rather have Kane and Wirtz. Please don't spam the chat, but I would just maybe say contact them. I'm going to have to put you on mute now, mate. You can't spam the chat. You can't spam the chat. Come on. Should I save money? I mean, in UCL or in life or whatever. Let me know. Let me know. Oh, dear, dear, dear. Keep the questions coming in, guys. Like I said, if you want your team rating as well. Can you explain Gyökeres real quick? The guy's an absolute goat, and if you look at anything that he's done in the past 2 seasons, whether that's been at Sporting or, of course, at Coventry, the guy just knows how to find the back of the net. That's simple as that. They've got 2 fixtures as well that fit our strategy of going for Matchday 1 and Matchday 3 picks. So, yeah. That's the reasoning behind those picks there. Yeah, I don't have anything in the bank, but we're wildcarding in 4 or 5, so not too. No worries, Jamie. I got someone out of here. I booted him out of here. Don't you worry about it. But yeah, please don't spam the chat. I will get round to your questions as well. Yeah, I think he's a great pick for Sporting as well. It is him or Gyökeres. Whoever you go for, both look really, really good and exciting. Why do I have no Real Madrid strikers? We will have them for 2 because we're playing the Limitless, where they've got their great fixture there as well. We're also looking to hit that, wildcard button in 4 and 5, so we'll probably pick up Mbappe around that point. But yeah, it is for me really a choice between Kane and Mbappe this week. And yeah, I've gone with Kane. I think he's just a better captaincy option. And again, if we look at the projected data from Rob T FPL. It does have Kane having better projected goal numbers and more chance of scoring 1 plus goal as well. Do you think Theo Hernandez is a good choice? If not, who goes over him? I think there's better choices, yeah. There's definitely better choices. When are you wildcarding in Limitless? This is my chip strategy right now. So we're going to first draft target in game week 1 and 3. Limitless is going to be used in game week 2. And then the wildcard in 4 or 5. If we can adjust about and maybe try and get, a couple transfers left over, we might be able to delay that wildcard to 5. Why have you got rid of Cooper Myers? The team looks better, I feel like this. I feel it's just a better setup team, in my opinion. And yeah. In terms of money in the bank, we've now got 0.5 million left over in the bank. So, yeah. Cooper Myers, Valverde, Rafinha. I need to pick 2. I probably would maybe suggest Rafinha. You know what? I do really like Cooper Myers, and we know he's going to play, so go for him. I didn't play the game last season. Ask away, but yeah, this is the first time I've ever played the game. We played the Euro Fantasy game, and I absolutely loved it and adored it. So I thought this year we'd start making UCL Fantasy content, and I'm really enjoying it so far. Hopefully we can have a great start to the game and enjoy it. Is Schlotterbeck starting? He is in some of the predicted lineups, but obviously we don't get their team news till later today. Actually, they play tomorrow, so tomorrow we will get their team news. But he is in some of the predicted lineups I've seen, so yes. He missed out on the weekend. Someone rightfully informed me in the chat that he was suspended. Where can I send my team? If you want to send it to me on Twitter, at FPLTom_. Leave it under my most recent tweet and we'll get round to reviewing some of those as well. Make sure, guys, you are hitting that like button as well in the chat. If you are new around here as well, make sure you are hitting that subscribe button. Plenty more UCL Fantasy content coming your way, as well as FPL and EFL Fantasy as well to go with that. Jokes, let's do. How's it going, man? Yeah, we'll get your team rated. Yep, no Real Madrid attack. It is risky. It is risky, especially with the good projected goal numbers for this week. Why are you running a 4-back in defence? These are all the players that play first. So Wirtz and Jamal play later. They play on the 19th, so it probably will end up being a 3-back. But for now, until they play, or we might as well play all our players that are playing first. So yeah. Someone said UCL Fantasy over FPL. I mean, it's less stressful, isn't it? Yeah. We've had a few people asking about why I'm playing a 4-back and stuff like that. It is all around the dates. Obviously, you can manually make substitutions in between each game. Will you be doing a deadline stream before every game week? If I can get the time off work, then yeah, probably will. This one's been super successful, so I don't see why not. Is Schlotterbeck in form? Yeah, he started the season all right from what I can see from ratings. I don't watch Dortmund. So yeah, what I've been reading, yes. But somebody will probably be able to tell me in the chat. Yeah, he's played a lot of games so far this season already, so we're taking a little bit of a gamble with him. So after each game, so it works the exact same as, of course, the Euro Fantasy, if you played that. So what you want to have your team set up is having the players that play earliest first. Now, once the games have finished, what you then can do, so let's say, for example, Musiala blanks tonight. Right, okay, then we can substitute him out for any of these guys on the bench. Obviously not a goalkeeper, but it means we can just sub them out, and that's it, easy. Then obviously Musiala can't come back into the squad. However, these guys have still yet to play, so that is why we'll set up like that. So there you go. Hopefully that answers your question. Yeah, that's a very valid question. Why I've gone so heavy over PSG and why I've gone for Grimaldo over Frimpong. Both great questions. The reason we've gone so heavy on PSG is the chip strategy we are doing. We're hitting that limitless in 2. We're wildcarding in 4. So that is the plan. So this team is completely set up for game week 1 or match day 1 and match day 3. We can hopefully get to game week 5 before hitting that wildcard button as well. So PSG during that period play both Girona and they play PSV. So a nice set of home fixtures for them. That's why we've gone quite heavy on PSG. Bum 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 bum. Sent my team over on X. Cool, wonderful stuff. Someone's asking about starting Yamal over the cheap defender. Again, it is all because Yamal plays on the 19th. So again, we will see how these players fare first, because we can just substitute Yamal in if they don't work out. Simple. Simple as that. Asensio over Barcola and Gnabry over Musiala. Probably not. I like the way I've got him at the moment. I feel if there was anybody I was going to swap Barcola for, it would be Dembele. Is it the same rules as the Euros was? Yeah, if you played the Euro Fantasy, it's the exact same rules. How about Trossard as a pick? Not for me. Not for me, in my opinion. Right, let's have a look at Twitter, see what has been sent in by you guys. If you do send over your team, make sure you just put your chip strategy as well, just so we, don't obviously say do this and then it goes against your chip strategy. Hi Tom, here is my team. Plenty of assist and scoring chances, defensive midfielders. Yeah. Looks good. Looks good. I like it. I like that. Nice. Next team sent in. Again, a very, very strong team. I like the Schlotterbeck pick. Yep, looking good, looking good. We'll swap Haaland for Kane in match day 2. Could be a big miss. Obviously, there's all right projected goal numbers for them, but yep, that seems perfectly fine to me. AA1. I probably would not recommend having Stuani as a pick. I think the forward options are great this year, so I would rather have a forward. I think as well I wouldn't have Saka, just because he is a doubt for this game. Same with California, both doubts for the game, so I would be swapping those guys out. Can you go? First time we've seen Rodri, ball recovery master, isn't he? Is old Rodri. Haaland's got to be starting over surely somebody. Yeah, Grimaldo. Start him over Grimaldo. Grimaldo doesn't play till the 19th. Other than that, though, this team looks pretty decent. And Schlotterbeck will start before Saliba. So there you go. Swap those around. 0.5 million in the bank. Bodegaard 4 million. Starting is too enticing. I do like the double sporting attack. I think Bodegaard, though, is a risk. It's a big risk. It's a huge risk. Genuinely is a huge risk. Right, let's see what we've had going off in the chat. Oh, we've had a donation. Thank you very much. I appreciate that one. Kane captain, Haaland, Gyökeres, Musiala, Barcola, Yamal, Rafinha, Schlotterbeck, Hamid. It's a good team. It genuinely is a really good team. Limitless free, possible game week 4 wildcard or a bit later. That's genuinely a really good team. Obviously, the only concerns are the same concerns I've got with my team. Is there is no Mbappe or Vinicius, especially with this Stuttgart fixture. But I feel you've got enough players to cover it off. The longer run of Haaland as well is more, I feel, prolific than Mbappe. Those fixtures do tail away a little bit. Kane captain, yeah, makes complete sense. I like the Barcola pick. I like Yamal and Rafinha as a double up as well. Hakimi, big plus for me. So yeah, I'm a great fan of that one. I'm a great fan of that one. And thank you very much for the donation, mate. I really appreciate that one. Legend. Thank you very much. Sporting keeper 4 million, match day 1 and 3. Is he actually? That might change things. That definitely might change things if the Sporting goalkeeper's 4 mil in the game. Surely not. He's only played 1 game. Who's been their other goalkeeper? Who has been their other goalkeeper? Because surely he can't be... It has him down as the number 2 here on FOTMob. Other goalkeepers expected back early October. So he should play this game. However, when's their next fixture? When is their next fixture? So yeah, we're obviously looking at match day 3, and match day 3 is 22nd of October, so the other goalkeeper might be back at that point. That'd be the only problem with that one. Nah, you don't want to curry, mate. You want to play a bit of UCL fantasy. You want to have a bit of fun with me. Lunch is on me tomorrow. Yeah, jog on, pal. League code. If one of the channel members could spam it in the chat. There is a link somewhere as well. What is Limitless? Limitless is basically a free hit, but imagine it with unlimited budget. There you go. Yeah, I've seen the main keepers injured, but for me it probably wouldn't be a viable thing. It says that his expected return is early October. Their other game is late October, so it could pay off, but yeah. Do get your questions coming in, guys. Obviously, the deadline is approaching for the game. Make sure you're getting yourself locked and loaded for this game week. Any questions you've got as well, get them in and we'll try to answer as many as we possibly can. Would try sending the code, but my laptop ain't turning on. Nice. Wonderful stuff. That's what we want to see, really, isn't it? This is my first time playing Champions League Fantasy. Any tips? Yes, it's also my first time playing. Obviously, we played the Euro Fantasy game and we did extremely well across that period. My suggestion would be to play the Limitless in the group stage. That is where there's going to be more goals. I feel as well, maybe playing both chips. It is risky, high risk, high reward. But if you fancy a little bit of gamble, a little bit of fun, then go for it. Bellingham or Wirtz? I actually think I prefer Wirtz. Yep, I like that Barca defender. And obviously, if you're not planning on playing that Limitless until 3, could be a great pickup. 1, 2 are decent. 4, 5 are really good as well. So yeah, that could be a decent one. Yep, you get 2 transfers across the group stage. 2 transfers after each game week has finished, or match day has finished, shall I say. Keep those questions coming in, guys. Big shout out to Ahmed for the donation as well. Appreciate that one, mate. It looks like Guerrero's in the predicted lineups. No, we've not had not FPL Tom's. He's missing. Tell me a 4.5 million defender. The Sporting one might not be a bad shout. The guy from Barca as well could also be a decent shout that's in the chat already somewhere. Kabarsi? Probably butchering that one. Bellingham or Musiala? I would prefer Musiala. I prefer Musiala. I think you can switch to like Foden or someone in two. Or a Barca boy. I mean, there's no real need for me to pick him in because the strategy we're on is obviously the fixture in 3 where we need somebody. 2, I can bring him in anyway because we're on the Limitless. And then I can bring him in as a transfer in 4 for, of course, this lad who has City in 4. So that can be a transfer sorted there. Or it can be for Grimaldo in 4 as well there. Or we're wildcarding in 4 anyway. So we can get him in at that point. I do think he's a great shout, but for me, there's no real point in it. Yeah, again, it's the strategy we're going for with the PSG. So again, we're hitting the Limitless in 2. So all we're getting here is this fixture and this one here. So Girona and PSV, both home fixtures, it is pretty decent. And I feel with some of the tougher games further down the calendar here, the Atletico Madrid, the Arsenal, the Bayern, they're going to be full strength for these, looking to get as many points on the board as possible. So I get your point, but yeah, that's what we're going for. What do you think of Watkins? Yeah, I mean, they've got Duran, so it's the same situation as FPL, really. When you've got somebody of Duran's quality sat there on the bench. Phew. Is he not? Oof. I would prefer Inacio, rather. Yeah, Digne starting over Mattison, so we have made that change as well. We've brought in Pitowski. I really apologise if I'm butchering that name. Kim plus Valverde or... Ooh, I would probably say Kim plus Valverde. Like you said, you've already got Yamal, so yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense to me. We've got about 45 minutes until the deadline, guys, so make sure you're getting your teams locked and loaded. Obviously, if you are new around here as well, make sure you're hitting that like button on today's stream. Make sure you're hitting the subscribe button as well, as we are approaching 200 live viewers, which is incredible. And you know what? Thank you very much for your continued support on the channel. We are trying to hit that 10k milestone by the end of the year, and it is only possible with your guys' help. I think Rodri might start. Best 4 million defender, he's probably sat in my squad, isn't he? It is Patalski. Bellingham or Neves? I would probably go Goncalves or Inacio. Yeah. It is the best 4 million defender. We've had it twice now. It is going to be this guy right here for me. Whatever chip strategy you run here, this is a great set of runs for Salzburg. And at 4 million, he could be a really good pickup. So yeah, that'd be my recommendation on that one. There's a PSG defender for 4 million. Ooh. I would actually go for Wirtz. I think he started the season really well. Yeah, I've seen the 4 million starting goalkeeper for Sporting. The only reason I'm not going for him is because he's back early October, so you're probably going to get 2 game weeks out of him. So if you're on a Limitless 3 and a wildcard in 4, he could be a great pickup as a 4 million goalkeeper. After that, though, for me, it doesn't quite work out. Gonçalves. Okay. Thank you for that one, Jamie. Appreciate that one, mate. Yeah, I would prefer Valavojevic. I think, though, for me, I just wouldn't go there. I think we're absolutely blessed in terms of forwards this year, so I just genuinely wouldn't go there. I think the 3 forwards we've got here are Mbappe. People have been saying Lewandowski as well, also a great shout, so many great pickups, really. Genuinely, so many great pickups. Do keep your questions coming in, guys. Like I said, we've got around 45 minutes till the league starts. The league code's not working. Let me send in the auto join for you very quickly. Then here you go. That is the auto join for you right there. Kim or Schlotterbeck? I think longer term, it depends on your strategy. Schlotterbeck is probably the better one. Best keepers, lad. Again, it depends on the fixtures you are looking for. Coble could be a decent shout. The Gregor's a pretty okay shout as well. In terms of teams, I probably would be maybe looking to target the start of this season. Salzburg goalkeeper could be a decent one. There's 4 okay-ish fixtures. Martinez might not even be a bad shout if you're playing a Limitless in 2. Could be an okay one. I probably won't go near Lautaro and Martinez at the moment. Can you change captains after the deadline, or is the team locked? No, basically how it works is each day. So let me bring up the dates for you very quickly. So each day here, so everybody plays on the 17th today, will play. And what we can do after the 17th, all the games are finished, is we could sub them out for anybody on our bench, or change the captaincy to somebody that is already, is about to play in the 18th or the 19th. Now, obviously, what we can't do is say, I take the captaincy off Kane. He's only got 1 goal. I switch to Haaland. He blanks. Yamal blanks on the 19th. I can't go back to Kane. Same if I bench somebody, they will not come back into this side manually. You know what I mean? It would require somebody not to play within the starting 11. I hope that makes sense. Kane or Mbappe, I think it's pretty clear which way I'm leaning on that one. It is down to those projected goal numbers from Rob T FPL, as we can see right here. Just has Kane doing so well for those projected goal numbers and the best 1+ for this week. So for me, makes the best captaincy option for today, and that is why I've gone for him over Mbappe. Hakimi or Saliba, I probably would say Hakimi. Started the season very, very brightly. Who are the top 3 players you wanted but didn't quite make the cut? Rafinha, Dembele, and Mbappe. Well, no, you have to start him. You have to start him. We have just hit over 200 views. Thank you very much for everybody that is in today's stream. You've been absolute legends, to be honest, guys. So thank you very much for helping the stream hit 200 views. If you are enjoying it, make sure you are subscribing and, of course, hitting that like button as well. It does push it out to more people, and that is what we want. Plenty more UCL fantasy content coming your way as well this season. So, yeah, really appreciate everybody for their amazing support today. What is my chip strategy? Someone's asked. Yeah, we can quickly go through that. So it's going to be, the first draft is targeting match day 1 and match day 3. Obviously, if we can carry it out, we will look to use that wild card in 5, ideally. However, if it does come down to it, we will be using it in 4. We're planning on using the Limitless in 2, so that's what we're about to go and do as well. So it should be an interesting week next week as well with that Limitless chip active. So yeah, I do think Ademi is a pretty good pick. Carvajal or Militao? I probably would say Carvajal. Feels good to have the UCL back. Hype is real. Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing how this new tournament works. There's a lot more games each day, so I think it could be good. I think it could be good, and I think that's one of the main things that drew me to this making thingy content today. Not today. This season is I'm excited for this format. I really, really am. I feel having games on more and, you know, having like the lesser teams have a chance of actually progressing in this tournament, I think it could be great. Is Simons worth it? Not the start, no, not for me. Mbappe or Vinny Jr.? I would be looking at the projected goal numbers, and it does have Mbappe above Vinny Jr., so I probably would go for that one. Mbappe or Vinny? I have said Mbappe, and it would purely be down to these projected goal numbers right here. As we can see, Mbappe's on this list. Vinny Jr. doesn't even feature. So yeah, that's probably where my head would be with that one. But yeah, keep your questions coming in, guys. Keep the likes coming in for the stream as well. You've been absolutely incredible. Kubasari for me. Kane hat-trick incoming. Let's hope so. Let's hope so. I'm watching that game later tonight, and I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be decent. Got a few of the lads in the mini league as well. So it's going to be decent. Do you do team ratings? Yes, I do team ratings. If you want to send them me on Twitter at FPLTom_, leave it under the pinned tweet. Do you have a dark horse player for the tournament, regardless of all the stats in there? Someone you think is going to be great? I think Gorka, like this for me, could be him putting himself in the shop window. Very similar to Haaland did a few years at Salzburg when he was just incredible. You know what I mean? He was banging goals in for fun, and it got him the move. I feel I'm absolutely baffled as to why people didn't go and buy this guy in the summer. I feel he'll go and bag at least 10 plus goals this Champions League and put himself back in. I haven't done the predictions on the app, no. I did Super 6. I think Kane's the obvious captain with the good projected goals expected for me, so that's why I've gone with that one. Yeah, 100%. Every game matters a little bit more. I feel it gives the lesser teams as well the chance to play more games and win. And as well, what people don't realise is every game you win in the Champions League, you get more money. So you receive an amount of money for playing the game. And if you draw or lose, you don't get too much. I think it's around 500,000 and like 200,000 if I remember correctly. Winning it gets you like 1 mil. So if you're like a lesser team, say like a Sporting or a Lille or even Brest, for example, and they win maybe 4 or 5 games, that's an extra 5 million in their kitty for next season. Why did you go Limitless 2 over Limitless 3? Very, very good question. I wanted Triple City. I think Inter have got a great fixture that week as well. Let me have a look who else has got pretty decent fixtures for that week as well. So yeah, obviously we'd be targeting... Let's have a look. Barca against Young Boys. So we'll be triple Barca, probably with Rafinha, Yamal, maybe a defender, or maybe Lewandowski. Dortmund have got Celtic, so that's a good fixture to go for. City have got Bratislava. Inter have got... who is that? Is that Red Star? I can't remember who it is off the top of my head. Lille have got Real Madrid, so we can get Mbappe back in. Liverpool have got Bologna. So, yeah, there's some really, really tasty fixtures in there. And 3, you do have some great teams, but this is just the way that I've set it up. I just feel there's better fixtures to target in that one. Real Madrid, Dortmund, so you're losing 2 great teams there to target. Arsenal have got Shakhtar, great fixture. Inter have got Young Boys, but it's away. City have got Sparta Prague, so you've still got them. But Barca are playing Bayern, so I just feel there's more teams to target into as well. So that's why I went with this strategy, but both work. But yeah. I probably would say I prefer... It depends what strategy you're on, but I feel I would prefer Barcola. Yeah, I mean, Musiala could have a great shout. I just can't ignore those projected data, like, for Kane, really, for me. And Kane's somebody that could very easily get 2 goals and come away with a man-of-the-match performance. I feel with the quality of depth they've got around the 10 and the winger positions, Musiala could come off if they're a couple nil up, you know what I mean? Yeah, Pep Roulette is the big one, but we'll wait and see. I mean, Haaland should play, and then you can kind of guess, I guess. We'll have to take a look. It could be devastating, though. Yeah, Trent in Matchday 2 to replace Hakimi could be done. Cool, we'll go and take a look at some more teams in a second. Thank you very much for sending yours in. Is this your first UCL? Yeah, this is my first UCL. We did really well in the Euro Fantasy game and kind of learnt the basics and the mechanics of how this game works, and now we're applying all that we've learnt into obviously this season. I'm looking forward to our UCL night, Pookie. Oh, bro. I wanna oil you up. Is Alphonso Davies a good shout? He's apparently not predicted to start on Twitter. Musiala, Bellingham, or Saka? Musiala for me. Yeah, I can explain it. He's just a cheap 4.5 million defender that has good fixtures in match day 1 and 3, so that's why we're doing it. Why would you play the Limitless 1 wildcard so early? The Limitless, I would always recommend playing in the group stages, just purely down to the fact that this is where you're going to get the best out of this chip, because the projected goal numbers for teams, the bigger teams against lesser sides, there's going to be more goals, more chances of clean sheets. As the tournament progresses, it gets a little bit tighter. So yeah. Zesty as fuck. It was my flatmate dropped in the stream, so you know he's in here. It's a little inside joke. He'll probably enjoy it. Yao Neves out for Rodgers. I mean, you can do. What do you think of no Leverkusen at the start? The fixtures aren't that good. Yeah, I mean, mainly for me, it's just because of the 1 and 3, the reason I'm targeting them. But yeah, Barcola or Rafinha? Ooh, I think longer term Rafinha. But if you're on similar strategy to me, maybe Barcola could be the better one. I have Mattison, but he isn't starting. Who do I replace him with? I mean, you could go for like and go Digne, but there's obviously a big risk of rotation there. Otherwise, maybe there's a guy from Barca that people have been spamming in the chat relentlessly. According to Fabrizio, he's in contention to start. So take of that what you will. Just under any of my tweets or just tag me. Just make sure you are following me over on Twitter. Right, we've had a bunch of these sent in, so let's work our way through some of these as well. We did that one, I believe. Yeah, we did that one. Wildcard 5 and 6 and Limitless in Game Week 8. Yeah, we've already spoke about Limitless in Game Week 8 and why it's probably not a good idea to do it. I feel the Limitless is going to be best used nice and early on because you're going to know you're going to get basically the full use of the chip. You can utilize the bench players, you can bring different people in. However, later on we get in the tournament, that especially Game Week 8, you're not going to be able to utilize a bench. Everybody plays at the same time. So for me, you're losing out on 4 potential players that could come off your bench and haul. So it just seems like a bit of a dumb move. And I get there are, the risk of rotation. We get to seal the lineup so you can put the strongest team out. However, some of the big teams might already be rotating at that point. So, yeah. I mean, only problems with this side is these two right here. Furlong Mendy's also reported not to be starting on Twitter, I've seen, from some projected lineups, so maybe watch that one. Digne could see some rotation. They do have Mattison. I think Mattison will surely start at some point. Gvardiol as well also could see some rotation, but the fixtures are definitely nice for City. Barcola to Lookman. Ooh. Kane to Haaland. Matchday 2 team rating. I like it. I do like it. You know what? This is the 4.5 million defender that people were pointing out. Kabarisi? Schlotterbeck's also a decent option as well. Thoughts? I really like it. Genuinely really like that. Is he the 4 million defender that's reported to be playing? I know a few people in the chat have said that he might not be playing, so maybe just make sure on that one. Hakimi or Saliba, should I upgrade the defence a bit and reduce the midfield? No, I feel you've got like a pretty strong defence regardless. Barcola plays tonight, so maybe put him in ahead of who's not playing tonight. Dortmund aren't playing tonight. They play tomorrow, if my mind serves me correct. Arsenal play Thursday as well, so maybe just get Barcola in there ahead of that one. Limitless 2 or 3, and then saving the wild card for the weeks later. I mean, you could go for 3 because you've already got triple here, and obviously Barca and Bayern face off against each other. So you're probably looking at maybe more of a 3 here rather than a 2 with the way you've got this team set up. As well, something to monitor, guys, is looking in terms of future game weeks. Make sure that your goalkeepers don't play on the same days going forward. So what we've got here is we've got this guy playing on the 22nd. Our other goalkeeper is playing on the 23rd. Game week 4, he plays on the 6th of November. And he plays on the 5th of November. So just go through, obviously, with your goalkeepers as well. Like, they might rotate nicely this week. But just make sure going forward that, that your goalkeepers are playing on different days for future game weeks as well. Just so you don't get caught out. There you go. There's another one. Yes, he is. George, that's a sus comment, man. That's prison time for you. Saliba or Rudiger? I probably would prefer Rudiger. Yeah, I'll be updating. There'll be weekly, well, not weekly. Whenever the game weeks do roll around for UCL Fantasy, we will be making videos. If I can get the time off work, we'll also be doing streams. Vitinha is currently flagged with a knock, so that's why. I probably wouldn't be as keen on the Atalanta one. Celtic, though, have got some great stats for this week. Let me just bring this up from Rob T FPL. As you can see here, one of the best projected goal numbers for this week. Also really, really decent clean sheet data as well. So Celtic players for 1 week punts, maybe if you're on a Limitless 2 or wildcard early doors, could be worth maybe taking a little bit of a gamble on. Yeah, I like those picks, Luke. I like those picks. Who does he play for? What other defenders do you like outside of your squad? Kim from Bayern could be a great one. Schlotterbeck as well. He's a ball recovery merchant. These are just some that I like outside of it. Thank you for the donation. He says, can't seem to submit/save my team. Won't let me. Maybe try on a different device. Maybe log out. Maybe log back in. Maybe try turning your device on and off. Maybe if you're trying on your phone, uninstall the app and reinstall it. That would probably be my advice on that one. Thank you very much for the donation, but you didn't need to donate. You could have just asked me that in the chat, and we would have tried and sorted you out, help you out. If anybody else has got any other potential, ways around it, let me know in the chat. But yeah, that's all I can really think if I was having some difficulties is maybe make sure your email's verified as well. That's probably another one. Salah or Musiala? I think I would prefer Musiala. No worries, off core. Thank you very much for the support, man. I really appreciate that. Hope you're doing well. Hopefully see you on the stream on Saturday as well. PSG play tomorrow. They play on Wednesday, as you can see here. These are all the games that are on tonight. They're the ones that are on Wednesday, and they're the ones that are on Thursday. Carvajal or Saliba? I probably would be going Carvajal, Who are the best 5.5 million defenders? You've got Schlotterbeck at 5, who could be a great shout. Let me have a look at some other defenders we could potentially be having a gander at. Carvajal, Grimaldo, Frimpong. There's a couple off the top of my head. If you've got any other ones in the chat, guys, get them in as well. Help other people out. Let them know any other players that they may be missing out on. Obviously, we'll try our best to work through them as well. Who else have we got in here? Yeah, I feel like we've hit all the big ones there, to be honest. Cambiasso could be a decent shout. Kim at 5 million could also be a great shout. Longer term, I say... Yep, Digne. Anton or Digne in the place of Maddison. I probably would prefer Anton, He's in the projected lineup, so I probably would prefer him as a better pick. Timber at 4.5 could be a shout, but is that risk of rotation, isn't it? Yeah, I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm enjoying today's stream. We've had really, really good numbers, so thank you for everybody that's been in today's stream. You've been absolutely legendary as always. Currently on Barcola, Yamal, Rafinha, Verts, and Media with 1 mil in the bank. I like all those midfielders though, to be honest, George, mate. Like they're all really good midfielders. Genuinely really good midfielders, everybody there. We've had a few other ones sent in as well. Make sure you are following me on Twitter. So next time you are notified, you will get your team rated a little bit earlier. I can barely see this one. What device has this been taken on? I would say maybe Timber could be a rotation risk, but other than that, this team looks fine. I like Schlotterbeck. Furlong Mendy is maybe going to be benched. Not in some of the projected lineups, so maybe one to maybe monitor. Limitless Matchday 3. Wildcard Matchday 6. Thanks, buddy. No worries. I like that. Yeah, this is a good team. Genuinely a really good team. No complaints with that one. We did this one already. I did say like the problems I would have with it are double Arsenal here. Both the players are flagged. Stuani as well. We've got a plethora of high quality midfielders. Go and check them out. Yes, this is my team. This is my team. Yep, you can also become a channel member as well. It does only cost 99p. It's ridiculously cheap. You do get obviously custom emojis and stuff like that. You also, build a bit of a relationship up with me, which is always great to see. Yeah, I mean, Mbappe and Vinicius are probably the two, aren't they, really? Can you show your final team? This is pretty much it. I don't think we're going to make any changes. In terms of the chip strategy, people have asked me about that as well. This is the chip strategy we are going for. The first draft is going to be used to go for 1 and 3. Basically, planning our team to target those 2 game weeks there. Limitless in match day 2. And then wildcard in 4 or 5. If we can hold it out till 5, I feel that could be beneficial. Hopefully the transfers can allow us to do that. However, if we have to use it in 4, we have to use it. It is a high risk, high reward strategy. I know some people will obviously be very much kind of using that wildcard maybe later in the tournament. However, for me, I feel there's more beneficiary factors that are worth using it in this group stage as well. 9 million left. Maybe the Barca guy that people keep spamming in the chat as well. Patowski, if you wanted to go for a cheap one. There's also the Sporting goalkeeper that is currently coming in at 4 million as well. And then maybe a 5 million like Schlotterbeck, Jamie. That mightn't be a bad one. Yeah. Could also be some early subs for Arsenal as well. George, I think that's a very good team, mate. Genuinely a cracking team. Love that one. I probably would maybe have a little bit of a look at a reshuffle. Maybe try and get 5, but it is what it is. There he is. Somebody's put it in there again. As soon as it leaves the chat, I can't remember it. Genuinely. Kubasari. Cooper Myers, I did have him in my original draft, and it would not surprise me the way that my fantasy season's going this year that he'll go and bag a hat-trick first game. It just would be the way it's written, wouldn't it? Just would be the way it's written. Oh, dear me. Deary me. Oh, keep your questions coming in, guys. Any that you do have, we will try to answer as many as we possibly can before the deadline. We've got about 20 minutes till that deadline does hit. So yeah, keep them coming in. I'm just messaging him and telling him. Any questions we do have, guys, get them in. Let me know. Let me know if you've got anything. Is there anybody I'm missing? Is there anyone I'm missing from this team? Is there anyone at 7.5? Because we do have a little bit of money now. Mid. We've got Barcola. Oh, Gundogan. Ooh. We've got Rafinha. Yamal. I would want Ousmane Dembele, but I don't think we have a clear way to get to him, do we? We don't have a clear way to get to Ousmane Dembele. So, yeah. That is the only problem with that one. That is the only problem with that one. Havertz, nah, I probably wouldn't recommend that. Again, I feel that we've just been absolutely blessed with forwards in the game. So yeah, I won't go for that one. Wouldn't recommend. Wouldn't recommend. Let me know how everybody else's teams are lining up, shaping up, all that good stuff. I think my chat's disconnected. That's what's going off. I can see it going up on the side stream, but then on this stream it's not going up. I was like, we've got like 200 people in here. Why is the chat not working? Here we go. Trent to Grimaldo and Mendy to Carvajal. Yeah, I'm a fan of those ones. Sane or Musiala. I think Sane is not predicted to be in the starting lineup, so I would go Musiala. What was your Euro fantasy rank? Good question. I think it was about 28k. Might have been 30. I can't remember. Oyarzabal might have dicked me, so it might have been about 30. Yeah, Sterling could see some decent minutes. He is a very reliable player who knows this tournament very well. Why do you have Yamal and Wirtz on the bench? Again, if obviously you are new to this game and you're not sure how it works, as we can see here, you can make manual substitutions after each day has finished. So let's say, for example, all my players blank on the 17th, the players that are playing tonight. We can very easily swap them out for these players here on the 19th with the sub-in button. Of course, though, if we bench Kane, then that's it. Same works with captaincy. We can swap them to players later in the week once Kane has played and if he doesn't deliver. However, we can't go back or re-bring players back onto the bench. I hope that makes sense for everybody. Can you do team reveals? This is my team. This is my team. You could go... I could, but at the same time, I want to keep Gorkarez. I'm just trying to think, is there a way? Is there a way? Who's my second captain? It would be Haaland tomorrow, and then probably Yamal or Wirtz if it came down to it on Thursday. But yeah, is there a way? Like I need a mil to go Barcola to Dembele. Where would I find that mil? Yeah, Dortmund are a team I would be targeting if I was on a different strategy. But for me, I only want them in 1. And then in 3, they play Madrid, so it's not ideal for me. If I wasn't on that, 1 and 2, and then playing the Limitless in 3, then yeah, that would be a great one. But unfortunately, they're not a team I want to be targeting because of that Matchday 3 fixture run. Kane, De Bruyne, Yamal, captain. Yeah, I think that's valid. Oh, that's a toughie. That is a toughie. Again, depends what strategy you're on. If you're on the same strategy as me, I probably would say Carvajal. If not, I would probably go Kubaseri. Yeah, I mean, I could do Carvajal to Schlotterbeck. But I really want... But then we're still in the same boat where we're going to have them play against each other here in 3. So, yeah. I mean, we could drop Musiala down, but do I really want to do that? No. No, I don't. League code, it will flash above my head at some point. There's also the auto join link somewhere in the chat. I'll get it spammed in again. How many people we got in that chat now? How many people we got in the league now? Let's have a look. 480. We're closing in on 500. So if you want to get yourself involved with that one, there is the code to that one. Oh yeah, I do team reviews. If you want to send it me on Twitter, we will be doing team reviews all the way up until the deadline. Kim or Guerrero? I probably would go Kim. How would I get him in? I mean, we could drop Musiala, but I don't know if I want to do that. So if we drop Musiala down to maybe like a Gnabry. Yeah, so I could do Musiala down to Gnabry and Barcola up to Dembele. But then I couldn't then go and get Foden in 3. Yeah, Atletico are definitely a team that should be probably a little bit more in my... They've got Leipzig this week. Lille, yeah. I just looked at the Leipzig one and I think that's a bit more of a 50-50 game. Lille's not a bad one though. That is not a bad one. Matteson and Cooper Myers out. Yeah, Matteson's come out of my original team because he's benched. And Cooper Myers is in the squad, but he's not in my squad. I've upgraded it, so we've got Barcola in there instead, and obviously upgraded to Musiala. Sane is injured. He's not in the projected lineups. You considering no Haaland? Nope. Not again. Not again. Not after the starting FPL we've had. Absolute honker. We're not doing that again. Oh dear, dear, dear. Keep the questions coming in. Again, though, it's I'm picking a Dortmund player, and then I'm still having to probably take that player out in free or deal with that issue in free. Company out. Jamie's got no Haaland. I think you could make that move next week, obviously, if you're on that strategy. It is possible. Who is the right centre-back? He plays for... Who does he play for again? He plays for Salzburg. He is starting, and again, fits our strategy very nicely of 1 and 3 great fixtures. And Maddison was benched, so yeah, we needed to find a defender, and that's who it is. Saliba or Grimaldo? I probably would say Grimaldo. Probably would say Grimaldo on that one. Again, he fits our strategy. He is nice and cheap. So that's the reasons behind that one. Yeah, let's go and take a look at some teams on Twitter. If you've sent them over to me, we'll take a look. Cool. I wouldn't have Brian Hill. Girona aren't that good a team. The projected data is not looking that decent, so I probably would take Brian Hill out of this team. Rest of it, though, I don't really have a problem with. Yeah. Cooper Myers is which one do I prefer? That one. That one I prefer. No, actually, no. Not Lisandro Martinez. Get him out. Get him out. Fraud. Good team. Anything I should change? Barcelona play on the 19th, so put him in instead and take that captaincy off him. Put it on Musiala, who plays tonight, because you can swap round the captaincy. Kane, Haaland, Mbappe, Yamal, Kimmich, Ferland Mendy apparently on Twitter is not in the projected lineup, so just be wary of that one. Just be wary of that one. Why Bizot, again, fits that strategy and also allows me to maybe delay the wild card till 5. Do we get 2 free transfers each week? Yes, we do. Mansfield to go up to the Championship or finish top 50 in FPL. Top 50 in FPL. 100%. It'd do more for me, like, financially. And the channel would, like, explode, wouldn't it? So, yeah, I'd probably do that. If he said Mansfield to the Premier League, it's a different story, isn't it? Cheers for sending that link in, Georgia. Appreciate that, mate. Legend. Legend. Maybe... I don't know, maybe create a new account then and get your team in that way. Maybe sign up with a new email. Are you maybe playing from a banned country? I don't know. Like, beyond this point, I'm really, really struggling, mate. He is starting. I don't know about longer term, though. Kimmich is an alright pick. He's an alright pick. Nothing to get excited about, though, is it? Diaz could see some rotation, so yeah, probably not. What's your UCL rank target for this season? I don't really know. To be honest. It depends how many players are playing it, but I would say like a top 10k finish, maybe like a top 5k finish if we do really well. Like, I'm just going to enjoy it, see how things go. We did great in the Euro Fantasy game, so hopefully we can do great in this one as well. But yeah, just to enjoy it really. Kind of get a good grip of the game and the mechanics and everything works. So yeah. It's got to be top 100. Like CJ Hamilton, he is fast down the wing, and you know he's fast as lightning and he's frightening, but it is what it is. Hey Caleb, how's it going, man? I'm gonna say, yeah, I've not seen you in some of these streams for a while, so I hope you're doing good, mate. I hope you're doing good. Hope you are doing good and well. Keep your questions coming in, guys. We are fast approaching the deadline. Your support on today's video and stream has been absolutely mesmeric, and I'm very much in awe of everything you've done so far. So big shout out to you guys. But the deadline is fast approaching, so make sure you're getting your teams locked and loaded ahead of this UCL Match Day 1 deadline. Is Villa a team to have any assets? Yeah, they've got some good assets. Musiala plus Gyökeres. Oh, Kane just because of that captaincy appeal for me. The auto join league was already sent in, so just maybe scroll up the chat a little bit. It's already been sent in a few times. Also, it will pop up above my head at some point as well. How many people we got in here now? Let's have a look. Have we hit 500 people? 493 in the league. Oof. 493, guys. Close. I will sing the UCL national anthem, bro. You would have to pay me a lot. Get a 10 quid donation and I'll do it. No worries, mate. Enjoy the rest of your work day. Well, good luck, mate. Good luck, Caleb. I hope school's going well as well for you, mate. Do I pick Mbappe and transfer in Haaland next week? It definitely is a plausible strategy. No Madrid attack does feel scary. It really, really does when you look at the projected numbers as well. Cheers for sending the link in again, George. Massively appreciate that one. Best 4.5 million defender. There's a guy from Barca. There's a guy from Dortmund. I can't remember their names. Oh my days, it's doing my head. And someone will put them in the chat. There's too many players for this game mode. Rodgers is a decent shout at 5 million as well. There is the league code as well. So yeah, go and check that out. Will Koeman start? Apparently not. No, he's not in the projected lineup, so no, he won't. Not in the projected lineup. Do keep those likes coming in for today's stream, guys. You've been absolutely immense with the support that you've shown, so massive shout out to you guys as well. 5 minutes till the deadline. Make sure you are getting those teams locked and loaded. Oh, jeez. Oh. Hey, Peter. How's it going, mate? Hope you're good. Hope you're good. Do you want to rate my team? Yeah, I can rate your team. Obviously, there's not much time before there. Yeah, I think I'm going to stick with it. I prefer the first option there, mate. Has FPL Tom plugged the vlog? No, I haven't. Obviously, if you're big into your football away days, you like to see two strapping young men take on Sweden. Well, we're heading to the Stockholm Derby on the second channel at the end of this month. So that will be out early, probably October when we get back. So obviously, if you're a fan of the second channel or don't know about the second channel yet, I'm sure one of the moderators will spam in the link for that one as well. Won't let me join your league? Rats. But yeah, spam it in. Someone spam the auto join link in again. Yeah, I've got a good idea of what transfers I'm going to go for. When is the deadline? It is in 4 minutes. It's in 4 minutes. Are there UCL point hits in fantasy? Yes. Yeah. So again, if you go over the allocated transfers you have per round, you will be taken on a -4. Rudiger or Carvajal? Ooh, tight. Very tight. I think for that extra 0.5 million saving, I would go for Carvajal. Wirtz or Rafinha? I probably would say Rafinha. Wirtz works for my strategy, but Rafinha is a great shout. Let's have a quick look at people's teams. Obviously, a very last minute quick look at any teams that have been sent in. We looked at that one. This is the only one I can find at the moment in the notifications. Yeah, I like this team. I genuinely like this team. Again, though, maybe one too many players playing on the 19th. 1, 2. Davis is not in some of the predicted lineups as well, so I probably would change him. Oh, that's weird. You can't call your mini league. You can't call your league mini if you have over 900 people. We don't have over 900 people. It's not even called the mini league, is it? Really? It's called the FPL Tom Super League. It's only got 493. That's not many. Not compared to some of the other content creators, but we'll grow it. We'll get it bigger. It'll keep growing. Like with other things in life, I am a grower, not a shower. So, you know. I am also not very tall. Bellingham or Musiala, I have Kane and no Real Madrid attack. Then, yeah, Bellingham could cover that one off. But I really feel with the projected goal numbers for tonight for Bayern, it could be a bit of a slaughter fest. I sent it through on Twitter. Cool, let's have a quick check then. Obviously, the deadline is fast approaching. Here we go. My team is a banger. There's a better 6.5 million mid. I can't remember his name off the top of my head, who plays for Sporting. If you've got any budget left, go for him. I probably would maybe say downgrade the goalkeeper out of Neuer then. And then you could get him. And PSG played before Barca and Celtic played tonight, so put these guys in ahead of the Barca boys who play on the 19th. About 1 minute to till the deadline, guys, so keep your questions coming in. Who should I transfer? Davies then. There's Gorilla, there's Kim. No worries, Caleb, mate. Good luck to you as well. Good luck to everyone playing UCL Fantasy this season. By the time the next questions do come in, it will probably be the deadline's probably already gone, to be honest. So yeah, it's just gone 45. So I imagine that is probably it in terms of the deadline. So yeah, there we go. There's the deadline. Boom, done. All EPL front three for me. Kane, Haaland and Watkins. Very nice, my friend. Very nice. So yeah, the deadline has passed, guys. So unfortunately, we won't be able to make any further changes to our squads. But like I said, guys, thank you for your absolutely incredible, genuinely incredible support in today's stream. Massive shout out to you guys. Yeah, just absolutely immense as always. You going live daily? I mean, I basically do anyway. I pretty much am. There might not be a stream with me and Jake this week, but there definitely will be a stream on Friday night for FPL. Then, of course, there will be a deadline stream on Saturday morning, starting at 8 o'clock for FPL as well. Plenty more content coming your way as well on the YouTube channel. But yeah, good luck to everybody in today's UCL game. Hopefully everyone does well, enjoys the games as well. So yeah. Yeah, I'll probably be live maybe for match day 2. We might do another one of these. It's been really successful today, so I reckon we might be doing. But yeah, I think we're going to leave it there, guys. Like I said, massive shout out to you guys. You've been absolutely immense in today's stream. I'm going to go grab some food, start watching the footy, and then, of course, enjoy some of the action tonight as well. Make sure you're dropping me a follow on Twitter if you do want any of your kind of, teams rating further down the weeks. And like I said, plenty more UCL content coming your way. But thank you very much for watching today, ladies and gentlemen, and good luck in match day 1.